What are the top 10 best multi-day trail races in the UK? What's the best food to take on these multi-dayers? Where can you find the best low-cost ultramarathons? Plus, I reveal a quick trick to prevent Achilles and calf strains. Keep watching my Q&A series, answering all your trail and ultra running questions. Hi, I'm Claire and you're watching Wild Ginger Running, the trail and ultra running advice and inspiration channel. So I've been away on holiday in Cornwall recently and I couldn't resist making a little film about it for you guys here. Check it out if you haven't already. It was amazing and I totally recommend Porthleven as a stunning holiday destination for trail runners. The coast path is easy to navigate, just keep the sea on your left or the right, and it's deceptively hilly with interesting terrain underfoot, and the views are quite literally breathtaking. So being away for a week means that I've put a normal film out on a Monday rather than a Q&A film for the last 3 weeks, so there is so much exciting stuff for us to catch up on now. We've got a bit of a multi-day race theme going on in the questions today, but before we get started, I'd like to thank you all for subscribing. We're nearly at 10,000. Tell all your friends, and thank you for sharing and retweeting my films on social media. Can you see your name here? Keep your questions coming, whether it's a query about gear, training, nutrition, racing, type it in the comments below so I can help you out. Now, let's answer that first question. Here are the top 10 best UK multi-dayers for Enduro Dubs who wanted me to do a top 10 best or hardest or toughest must-do trail races for 2019. So there are two types of multi-dayers: non-stop, where you grab the odd kip at an aid station or at the side of a path, and stage races, where everyone has a chance for a kip overnight. I asked you on social media and here are your top recommendations. Best stage races. Number 1, threshold events have some good entry-level 2-dayers that you can also do non-stop if you wish, like Race to the Tower, Race to the King and Race to the Stones. Number 2, adding a day, X Energy have several great 3-dayers like the Druids Challenge that I highly recommend, see the playlist here, and the Pilgrim Challenge and the Devil's Challenge. Number 3, want more hills? Check out VO2's 3-day trail marathon challenges, the Atlantic Coast, the Jurassic Coast and the Devon Coast challenges. 4, in a similar coastal theme, the Ring of Fire is an epic 135 miles in 3 days around Anglesey. Number 5, if you want the toughest stage races in the UK, it's got to be Area Events 5-day Dragon's Back race and 8-day Cape Wrath Ultra that take place on alternate years across Wales and Scotland respectively. Best non-stop multi-dayers. 1, there's the Summer and Winter Spine Race challenges along the 268-mile Pennine Way. Number 2, Open Adventures Northern Traverse is an enjoyable few days running the 190 miles along the Wainwright's coast-to-coast path. 3, for the real badasses amongst you, look at the notoriously tough Cockbane events for various 100 to 200 mile races like the 140 mile coast-to-coast Ultra, which just tip you over into multi-day territory. 4, the Classics Thames Ring is a famous 250-mile non-stop race from London with a 4-day, 4-hour cut-off. And finally, head to Ultra Running Ltd and their Joggle Ultra race from Land's End to John O'Groats will take you a couple of weeks. Thanks to Kevin Smith, Paskmath, Laura Froggatt, Sophia G, Paul Briers and Ultra Thinking for their great suggestions. And if I've missed your favourite multi-day race, let me know in the comments below. Question 2, Graham Guy would like to know the best food to take on one of these multi-dayers. So, the multi-dayers that I have done have all provided a delicious cooked breakfast or at least cereals and bread in the morning, then soup and bread and cakes when you come in, and then an equally lovely cooked meal later in the evening. They might even have food stocked aid stations along the way, so read the race gump carefully and calculate the rough amount of time that you'll be out for in between these cosy hubs of catered civilization. This dictates how much food you need to lug around with you and what kind. If you're running a half marathon or a day race, a few nibbles might suffice, especially if there are aid stations like on the X Energy Druids Challenge. And if you're out for longer with no food aid stations like on the Dragon's Back or Cape Wrath Ultra, you'll need to take enough for a day, including some savoury stacks too. That is a must. In the past, I've eaten energy bars, energy balls, flapjacks, which you can buy, or even better, make them yourself with your favourite ingredients from Anita Bean's great book, The Runner's Cookbook. I've also been known to munch on jelly babies, Revels, you never know what flavour you're going to get with those, malt loaf, pretzels, salty crisps, those tuck biscuits with the cheese in the middle, hot cross buns, jam and peanut butter sandwiches, and Baby Bells and lumps of cheese. So I'll eat a good mature cheddar for 3 days, 3 to 5 days out of the fridge if the weather's not too hot. You can make your own trail mix like Run Simon Run does, or in my very early film Here, and the meat eaters amongst you might like pepperami. Basically, I go down the supermarket sweets and snacks aisle that I never usually allow myself to visit, and I enjoy harvesting all my favourite high-calorie delights that would lead to obesity very quickly if I ate them every day sat in front of my computer editing YouTube films. I don't usually buy dedicated sports nutrition products. I do like them, they're very convenient with a great balance of energy and vital nutrients, but they're more expensive than your usual flapjack or packet of crisps or lump of cheese during a race, and your evening meal should take care of any protein. So call me old-fashioned, but if legendary fell runners like Joss Naylor, Billy Bland, Jasmine Paris and Nikki Spinks can achieve such great feats on fish and chips, baked beans and a can of Maxted stout, then I'm sure normal supermarket food can fuel me on my decidedly more modest endeavours. If you see me eating or drinking a sports nutrition product, it's because somebody has sent it to me for testing, or I've got it in a race goodie bag. But I know that a lot of runners swear by really useful, tasty, good quality nutrition products like Tailwind, High Five, Mountain Fuel, Tribe, Naked and Trek bars are also nice. I do use electrolyte tablets for hot races, but the only energy bar I actually fork out my own money for is Velo Forte, because I never make time to make my own bars from Anita's book like I wish I would, and I really like their unusual zingy flavours and not too sweet taste. Velo Forte bars are basically nuts, seeds and dried fruit squashed together, and once they're in the house I struggle not to eat them as mid-morning snacks most days. They're super pricey though, so I got in touch with them and thankfully they gave me a 20% discount code, which I am allowed to share with you. It's WildGinger20, and if you want to give Velo Forte bars a try, the link and the code is in the description below. Question number 3. Patricia is a hiker turned runner looking for a low-priced ultra challenge. Hi Patricia, and welcome to the running world. I also started off as a hiker working on Trail, the walking and mountaineering magazine, so you are in good company here. I would recommend that you look at the Long Distance Walkers Association challenge events, as they are a great deal cheaper than the new all-singing, all-dancing, super supported ultra races. The LDWA events are not waymarked, so you need to navigate, but as a hill walker, maybe you already have these skills. They're walking events, but you are allowed to run them, and many people do. So a link is in the description below, and let me know how you get on. Quick fire questions. So Bob Barr is interested in the 5mm heel inserts I used to test out the Zero Drop Ultra Superior 4.0 trail running shoes that I reviewed in this film here. Here they are, Bob. They're from CDAS, who gave me this sample at the National Running Show in January at the NEC. They're irresistibly squishy and they just elevate your heels that little bit if your calves and Achilles are feeling the strain of a Zero Drop shoe. So they weigh 25 grams each, so a total extra weight of 50 grams is nothing in your quest to prevent injury. I hope they help you, Bob. Jason James asks what pace I do my training runs at. I use a heart rate, which now I can translate into perceived effort fairly accurately. So for ultra running, I would do long runs at 140 to 150 beats per minute, which is about 70% of my max HR, and results in a pace of about 11 to 9 minute miling, depending on how fit I am. For faster, shorter runs like parkrun and hill sessions or interval training, I go all out and I push my HR to the max during the efforts. So a total of 10 to 20 minutes of effort suffices. Watch my ultra training on 3 runs a week film here for more info. Stephen Kenworthy asks if I've reviewed Sunscreen. Oh yes. As a ginger person, I have been reviewing sunscreen since birth with the help of my dedicated mum, who used to have to chase me around the beach. Currently, I use a brand called P20 who do SPF factor 15, 20, 30 and 50. It bonds to your skin and it doesn't wash off like the usual creamy white stuff, so give it a go. I swore by it on the Coastal Challenge in Costa Rica. News! There has been a lot going on recently, so let's get started with some significant births first. Famous endurance runners Anna Frost and Emily Forsberg have both had babies. Everybody say, ah, a new generation of superhumans, and I wonder if they'll be racing each other on the trails in 20 years' time. In fastest known time news, things were hotting up last month in the Middle East, with ultra running pros Mike Wardian and duo Robbie Britton and Dan Lawson completing FKTs in Israel and Jordan respectively. Congratulations to them, and see the links in the film description for more on their amazing achievements. And on the other side of the weather spectrum completely, Hayley Robinson, a personal trainer, mum and ultra runner from Cheshire, was the only woman to finish this year's 6633 Arctic Ultra, a 383-mile race in sub-zero temperatures, pulling a sled through strength-sapping snow. She also raised a whopping £7,000 for mental health charity Mind. Congrats to her, and read all about the race in her blog. I'll put a link in the description below. Hayley also wrote on Facebook that the Barkley Marathons intrigues her. She was following double Bob Graham round record holder Nikki Spinks, who had a go at this year's event, along with James Elson from Centurion Running. So Nikki and James completed one lap before succumbing to the notoriously tough ground on the Barkley Marathons, the never-ending hills and the dense vegetation around Frozen Head State Park in Tennessee. There's a reason it's known as the race that eats its young. Nobody finished the race this year. And we will be talking to Nikki this Wednesday in the live chat, so make sure you don't miss that. And a date for your diaries and some dot watching this summer, Anna McNuff, adventurer, speaker and general mischief maker, has announced her next challenge. Starting in June, Anna will run the length of the UK entirely barefoot, which sounds super hard to me, but Anna has the strength of a unicorn, the determination of a lioness, plus she will undoubtedly be wearing the brightest, funkiest leggings she can possibly find to spur her weary feet onwards, as per her excellent book, The Pants of Perspective. If anyone can do this, Anna can. I'm going to run with her in the Midlands this autumn, so take a look at her schedule and see if you can join her too. There's a link to the book and her challenge in the description below. Good luck, Anna! It's question time! Last time I asked you what's the furthest you've ever run in one go, and this week's answer is from Carol Jackson, who did her first ultra last year of 38 miles, completing the Jedburgh 3 Peaks, which she says was fabulous. Now she's training for the 73-mile Cumbria Way in September, so good luck with that, Carol. This week's question is, would you ever do the Barkley Marathons? Post your comments below and keep those trail and ultra running questions coming so I can answer as many as possible in next fortnight's Q&A. Subscribe if you haven't already and click the notifications bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Thanks for watching, thanks to all my incredible patrons. Have fun, enjoy your run, and I'll see you on the trails.